Hello everybody, welcome to our session about Odoo and enterprise class infrastructure IBM Power. We are here because we have decided to support Odoo on IBM Power. What does it mean? You have different architectures. You have AMD 64, you have ARM, you have PPC 64LE, and these CPU architecture represent IBM Power. The idea behind is to be able to deploy in one command line Odoo. Here you can see a screenshot of Docker Hub, and we have tested on Community and Enterprise Edition, but I am not alone. I have the biggest fan of IBM Power in Belgium, Nicolas Darguet.
Thanks for the call. So I let Ludovic speak first because it is a developer community. He is a developer, he is for 20 years, more than 20 years in open source environment community. I'm not. So I'm the fan of Power. And first of all, impressive, this morning we were indeed, that's the purpose of our presence here. It's to help indeed Odoo to scale up at the most with IBM Power 10, because we have a long history with all the open source tools and elements, and Ludovic will speak about that. Just for your information, we will discuss about indeed the difference. So here, Power 10, IBM Power, we are running a lot of different workloads. I'm just presenting IBM Power because I'm not sure that you know what IBM Power is. So this is typically from a business standpoint. I'm presenting here on this slide all the workloads we are running on IBM Power. And we are here because first, we are running Odoo, we are certified with Odoo, but we are running PostgreSQL, we are running Python, we are running tools such as TensorFlow, PyTorch. So this is natural workloads on IBM Power, so that's the reason why we are there. You should know that IBM Power is mostly DB workloads, so the architecture is optimized to run this kind of workloads in a very important and performant way. In a nutshell, I can speak on these slides for 10 hours. I will not. I want to present to you what is IBM Power. I don't want to make a commercial pitch. I just want to present you the technology. So, on the right side of the slide, in terms of scalability, we can begin with one core, 64 gigabytes, up to 240 cores, and 64 terabytes. And when I'm saying 240 cores, you should know that there are 8 threads. So it can mean up to 1,920 vCPU on one single machine, communicating between them on one single machine with the speed and the bandwidth of within one single machine. So we have a very large portfolio, first. It is definitely a platform to run mission critical workloads such as Odoo. That's very important. And the design behind this kind of server is to bring business value. Business value with continuous availability. When you are running a mission critical workload, it's important that it's available. It's 5 nines of unplanned downtime with this machine. So it's really robust. Second element in this world of cyber security threats, it's important to have enhanced security. This machine is developed and will enable you to protect against this kind of threats, yes. I'm saying about, you should know that the workloads on IBM Power is always encrypted in memory, at rest, in motion, with a minimum impact. So this is very secure. It is always 100% virtualized. So when I'm saying 1,920 threads, you can put a lot of different applications. Third element, automation for productivity. This morning in the main session of Fabien Pancarts and Anthony Le Suisse, they spoke about automation. Yes, definitely it is very important, and we are indeed with this kind of platform, automating a lot of workloads. It is making a lot of purpose. Sustainability, very important. System is designed to be very efficient in terms of energy consumption, and we are guaranteeing the utilization of the platform. So the biggest machine, the E1080, can have a utilization guarantee up to 80%. So IBM is guaranteeing that you can use the platform up to 80% of the capacity, so it's very important. Application modernization, yes, definitely. We can run containerized workloads, we can use and can run AI. It's very important because AI close to the DBs, data gravity, we are indeed improving and making and giving performance. So in a nutshell, this is the platform. Come to us to better understand what it means for you. I give the work back to Ludo.
Yeah. Thank you a lot, Nicolas. Okay. This slide is about the support of open source on IBM Power. IBM Power does a lot of work to be able to run most open source software. We have more than 15,000 open source packages running natively on IBM Power. And for your information, IBM loves open source software since more 25 years. We have 7,400 IBMers like me are contributing in open source to be able to be sure the open source software running correctly on IBM Power. And for your information, certainly you be aware about Red Hat. Red Hat, IBM is the owner of Red Hat since 5 years now. And Red Hat does an amazing job to be sure most of portfolio is running on IBM Power platform. You have, for example, Ansible, the automation tool, Ansible automation platform. You have DevSpaces, but last but not least, you have OpenShift. OpenShift is one of masterpiece of Red Hat portfolio for the container management, for virtualization, and for the hybrid cloud itself. I would like to do a small focus on OpenShift because you certainly be aware about Docker to be able to run containers on it. But with OpenShift, it's possible to have an enterprise-grade workflows. You have the same API and the same web interface on any environment. Private cloud, public cloud, on-premise, Google Cloud. And in fact, OpenShift is an aggregation of more than 50 open source projects. And you have 6 main features in it. It's why it's more complete compared to Docker. For Docker, you have only the running engine. Here you have the Kubernetes, and you have the web interface, you have service mesh, you have CI/CD, the DevOps, the monitoring, the logging, and registry to be able to manage your containers like you have on other cloud providers. And last but not least, with OpenShift, you have a unique feature named multi-architecture compute, where it's possible to run, to manage all your containers and virtual machines on the same control plane, to have an holistic view about all your containers and to be able to start your workloads on any kind of architecture, x86, Power, ARM. Okay, what we have done, we have did three main steps on IBM Power. First, we have tested to deploy Odoo on IBM Power with the developer tools, Python developer tools, with pip. Pip install Odoo, it works out of box, thanks to, because Python is multi-architecture by default, except the C++ libraries. And we did nothing for that. It means we can already run Python, Odoo on IBM Power. But for the Docker environment, it's necessary to do a patch for the Docker file. The Docker file is a description of the container, and thanks to this patch, it's possible to run with the same definition on Docker, obviously, what's the main target. Also on Podman. Podman is the reimplementation of Docker in secure mode, in rootless mode. And last but not least, we have tested also on OpenShift. Here it's a screen capture of OpenShift with the Odoo container and the PostgreSQL behind the Odoo to run on OpenShift. Okay, look, we've made a patch, a very small patch, but not only do a patch, we already launch with the help of Odoo more than 3,000 unit tests and functional tests, as the same you are using when you're developing on Odoo, on IBM Power, with the open source modules and the commercial modules. We have sent the patch to Odoo, and Odoo has approved the patch, and also because Odoo is one of main Docker image on the Docker Hub, it has been reviewed also by Docker. Alors, this is the patch is pretty simple. In fact, the patch is simply use the right binary on IBM Power. Why I show that? Simply to show you, in fact, it can be easy to develop on IBM Power. For Python pure Python library, it runs directly on IBM Power. It's simply the C++ and C applications where you need a specific compilation on the platform. This is a demo on IBM Power. As you can see on the Linux kernel, I have a Linux kernel with PPC64LE, the architecture name of IBM Power. And now I'm launching a pod. It's an environment where I will launch 2 containers inside. First container will be PostgreSQL, obviously. And the second one will be Odoo itself. Okay. And I launch Docker PS to show the container are running. Okay. And about the IBM Power itself, it's not only a CPU architecture. It's also you have also unique feature, especially for AI, for inference AI. We have matrix acceleration on each core. On each core we have 8 threads, and we have a large memory and cache directly accessible in each core. And last but not least, we have an enterprise server design with a lower CO2 footprint.
Thank you, Ludovic. I was just thinking, listening to Ludovic, maybe it's too technical for some of you in the organization and in the audience. I'm just thinking, because the purpose is what Anthony Lassuisse announced this morning. We are at the beginning of a journey. We are partnering with Odoo. The purpose, and Odoo came to us, and we came to Odoo to first demonstrate that you can scale Odoo application usage performance thanks to IBM Power. First message. Second, there is a natural fit because we are, as Ludo explained, very focused on open source, as Odoo is. So there is a natural fit. Third, and it's important, we are really present in large enterprises. It's for decades, and definitely, I don't want to be arrogant here, it's factual, and the fact is here, the purpose of Power Platform is indeed to make consolidation. And consolidation means a good TCO, a total cost of ownership. So it's really important that you know within your own enterprise that you can consolidate workloads such as Odoo on the existing footprint that we have. So it's a natural fit. So this is important to just make a summary of this presentation. Natural fit between Odoo and IBM. Second, open source. Third, performance and deliver value. Definitely it is the purpose of this presentation. I thank you for your attention, and if you have any question, do not hesitate to raise them. I don't know who will, yes, here.
Yeah. Thank you.
Questions, yes.
Question session. And we have our LinkedIn and my GitHub on the page.
Yes, thank you so much for the talk. So if there are any questions, please scan the QR code and you can write them in the pad and we will select some of them to ask. We also have YouTube as well. Okay, we have some people typing. Okay, so first question. Can I have a small demo environment to start with IBM Power technology?
It's a very good, valid question. Yes, do not hesitate to contact us. We have that. We are indeed, because I was explaining the portfolio we have. Something I did not mention is we are present in the cloud, definitely. So you have the ability to use and run your workloads in the cloud as well. So thanks to that, you can have credits as a developer to use and to test your footprint Odoo on IBM Power, and we have credits. Please send us a note and we will make the follow-up on this. Yeah, good question.
Okay, yes, so there are the email addresses there, also LinkedIn and the website. So yeah, please reach out to the IBM team if you would like to go through a demo. Next question is, which version of OS 400 is needed?
Oh, good question.
I don't know what
no,
this is.
that's true. So we are running 3 operating systems on Power.
Okay.
AIX,
okay.
OS 400,
okay.
which is IBM I, in fact,
Sure.
it is the new name, but here we are running on Linux.
Okay.
So we have, this is a full Linux environment, Odoo is running on Linux.
Yes.
So no requirements of OS 400, it's a pure Linux environment.
Yeah,
You want to add something, Ludovic?
No, perfect.
Okay, you heard it here. No version of OS 400 is needed. We are on Linux.
Yes.
Next question. What is the cost compared with Odoo SH dedicated server or the servers that the Odoo SH is offering? Do you know the cost of the dedicated server?
Okay. I will say, it's a commercial answer. It depends.
Yeah.
It depends but definitely the purpose of being here is to be performant and to be competitive.
Yeah.
So it's not the purpose of being 10 times the cost of Odoo SH. Yeah. No, we will be competitive with that. So please come and say to us, and we can first demonstrate we are performant, and second, and we are competitive, because I mentioned total cost of ownership. So very good question. Yes.
Okay, do we have any other questions from the audience? I don't think so. I have a question. So, I mean, if this is working for, let's say, multinational companies with multiple, access points around the world, so how does that infrastructure work in terms of latency or, testing? If I want to set up my company in Australia and in America, and I want to use Odoo with your infrastructure, with Odoo SH we have to choose a hosting region. We're tied to that hosting region.
Okay. So we have different deployment options. Or you still have a big data center, and a lot of our customers still have a data center, and we will locate our server inside your data center.
Okay.
So in terms of latency, when you need to integrate with other applications, other environments, yes, definitely it will be short latency and very efficient.
Okay.
Second, as I mentioned, you can deploy this in the cloud. And with IBM, we are present around the world with indeed data centers, cloud options, cloud centers around the world. So definitely you are in Australia, you are in the US, you are in Japan, you are in Europe, as we are. Yes, definitely in Europe, for instance, you can go to Frankfurt, you can go to Madrid. Yes, we are present. We have multi sites running indeed systems in the cloud. The important point is, maybe I should add, you will not have your Odoo application on IBM Cloud. You will receive the infrastructure and you will be responsible of deploying your Odoo in the cloud. So it is a different model compared to what you are offering today with, so that's exactly.
Okay, okay, we don't have any more questions. So yeah, thank you guys so much, Nicolas and Ludovic. Thank you so much for the talk. Thanks everyone for coming. We're gonna wrap up there, and I think lunch is about to start.
Thank you.